guys, Shara here. Welcome back. You'd really think I would think about what I was going to say before I started, and I did, but I'm not a written script person. It has been a while since I've really done anything here on YouTube, and there's a bazillion reasons. But today I am actually here to do, I have my list somewhere if you see me glancing around, do the Get to Know Me. I was tagged by Sophia from Cleaning by Hand. Guys, I'm going to put her channel as well as Sunday Dawn's The Helpful Home down below. Oh, this is my kitty. This is Cappuccino, and he is very curious. Put links to their channels down below. I actually had an interesting benefit from the pandemic that kind of hindered me doing some videos in a way because my time was just diverted elsewhere. I try to look for the silver lining in things, and I was actually, our grown daughter was able to come home for those couple of years. She was in grad school, but they switched everything to online. And so I actually had some time with her that I would not have had otherwise. So I have neglected this channel. I've neglected my Instagram, all of that stuff. Hold on for just a moment. My cat is like clawing at the blinds here. Here, buddy. So anyway, that is where I've been, and I'm going to get to the Get to Know Me. Try to keep this short because you know I yatter. There are, I believe it was 9 questions. The first is, what is your birth date or your birthday? So I watched this, I believe it's called The Cottage Fairy. Oh, I'm not sure. I'll put the link down below. I can't remember the name of her channel now that I'm trying to think of it. Sweet young girl, lives out in the country in, I believe it's Washington State. Maybe it's Oregon. Shoot, now, no. Oh, my brain is like, I haven't finished my coffee, guys. That's my excuse. But anyway, she had a birthday and, you know, announced it in one of her videos. And she said, oh, I'm a quarter of a century. And I was like, quarter of a century, so you're 25. I was like, oh, you're just, you know, such a young thing in my mind. And then I went, wait, Shara, that means that you are half a century. Yes. So I turned the big 50 this past year. Birthday is in November. I'm not going to give you the exact day, but it is in November. I am Scorpio, and I was like, half a century sounds way older than 50 to me. But you know, my dad always told me the alternative to aging was to, you know, was not a good option. So my take on all of that, my plan, let me turn this phone off and silence it. My plan is to grow old gracefully in some ways and go kicking and screaming in other ways. So I hope I don't ever lose that childish delight I'm accused of having over rainbows and kittens and snow and all those things. So they, you know, they make me happy, and I'm generally a happy person. So that was question 1, and yes, that was a rambling answer, but the short version, November, I am a Scorpio, and I am more than a quarter of a century old. Second question, what is my favorite color? That is a toss-up. My 2 favorite colors, I do have 2, are actually green and red. Red is my energy color. It makes me happy. I just smile when I see it, and all shades of it. But I like intense colors. I'm a color person. Usually if you see me and I am wearing like all black or somber colors or things like that, you can assume that I am either very tired and depressed, I don't feel well, or it's an occasion where I feel like it's called for, and I don't have a lot of those. So that's usually my thing, and I'm a huge print person, florals, checks, you know, all of that good stuff. Siblings, yes, I have 3 younger siblings. We all agreed to stop counting birthdays a handful of years back, but I decided no, I'm going to embrace who I am and the stage I am in life. So yeah, I am 2 brothers and a sister. My sister is the baby of the family. She was like having a baby doll because I was about 10 when she was born. So it was like having, my own living baby doll. She and I don't live far from each other, and we're actually pretty close. One of my brothers lives out of state, and the other lives multiple towns away. So I don't see them as much as I would like, but I am grateful for the invention of cell phones, texting, internet, even Facebook. Social media has its downsides, but it's a great way to keep in touch if you're inclined. My favorite food. My first instinct is to say cheesecake. I absolutely have never tried a cheesecake that I did not like. Of course, then there's the good old-fashioned potato, and then there's, fresh baked bread, and I like to eat. So, it's easier for me to actually tell you what I dislike. That's probably a tale too. I'll tell you what I can't eat. I am allergic to fish, shellfish, peanuts, and tree nuts, as in I carry my EpiPens with me at all times. So there is a whole list of things that I cannot eat, which forces me to do a lot of cooking, forces me to watch ingredients and process things very carefully, etc. So silver lining in all things, I have to eat a little healthier just because. Oh, the states I've visited. Well, I am an East Coast girl. I have been out to California, on up, down the coast that way and everything. I've been out in a lot of the middle states and up and down the East Coast a lot. Of course, Tennessee, West Virginia, Ohio, all those areas. So I've not hit all the states by any means. I've actually hit a lot of them, more than I want to try to even add up here. I should have done that in advance, but I didn't. So my goal is to hit all 50 states. And next on my list, I am a huge Laura Ingalls Wilder fan. I absolutely loved her books when I was a child. I read them every year to my children. I read them every year as an adult. So my next big trip that I want to do when all this viral chaos has settled down is to actually go out and hit the museums and some of the areas. So, that's on my dream bucket list. Secret talents. Do I have any secret talents? Oh, let me see. I think I've shared them all. I like to draw. I like to crochet. I like to knit. I like to cook. Ironically, for me to love all of the artsy stuff, I'm actually pretty good at technical things as well. I don't know if that's a secret talent or not, but that's a side of me that you probably wouldn't see here on YouTube, so we'll go with that. The last book I read. Oh, hold on, let me go grab that. Maybe my secret talent is being disorganized, because I'm obviously not prepared for this video. So the last 2 books that I've been reading, ironically, what made me think of it was the last, was Nella Lasts War and Nella Lasts Peace. I am a huge history buff. I really enjoy reading about both the Victorian era and around the World War II type era. Really, the Depression onward. So this was actually, let me see if I can find you the little write-up here. Okay, this lady named Nella Lass began a diary for mass observation that she wrote for almost 30 years. And this is a detailed record of her life, and it was this book is an edited version of 2 million words or so that she wrote during the Second World War. The mass observation was set up in 1937 by Charles Madge, a poet and journalist, and Tom Harrison, an anthropologist, to record the voice of the people. She was one of the 500 people who chose to be part of this national writing project. These are excellent books. What I really liked about them is there are tons of history books that share the, view from a soldier, the view from the politicians, the view from this, that, and the other. But these actually spoke to me more because they shared a wife and mother's take on what was happening and what she could do and what she couldn't do and what was in her control and what wasn't, and her fears and her everyday life. And this was the first really good account that I read that I felt like showed how things were from the everyday aspect of life during World War II. So that was a long, drawn out, but these are really good books, and I actually highly recommend them for anyone who is interested in history. My favorite vacation. Well, my most amusing vacation, we took our children down to Disney in Florida, and they were not impressed at all, as true children can be. They were younger. However, we stayed at a campground and rented this little cottage type thing that had a loft. So they loved the loft that they could sleep in, and they loved the pool. We spent, I don't know, probably about a week down there, and ended up doing one day at Disney. So that was my most amusing. My actual favorite is probably when we get the chance to go skiing, and I don't ski, but I get to kind of stay behind in the lodge and bake and keep the fireplace going and all of that. And there's just something about being in the mountains. That's my happy spot. My husband's is the beach, so unfortunately we kind of diverge on that. But that's my happy spot. The mountains are just beautiful to me. I love to see the snow and all those things. Oh gosh, if I could be an instant expert on anything, what would it be? Well, I am kind of a Jill of all trades and a master or mistress, if you prefer, of none. So if I could be an instant expert at anything, it would probably be editing videos, because that is a skill that I have still not mastered. Of course, on the other hand, I am trying to learn how to do animation, but I'm enjoying the process of learning, so I'll probably always be a lifelong learner, and maybe instant skills just aren't the thing for me. Oh, last question, guys, all this rambling. 3 things that I would take on a desert island. I wrote dessert. Do you reckon that's a Freudian slip? I guess I can't say a boat, right? A deserted island. What would I take? A deserted island or a desert island? I don't even know what the question was now. Anyway, if I'm on a deserted island, I would take, seeds, a knife, and that's tough. Oh, it's tough. Seeds and knife, for the practical aspect. I guess for the impractical, I can't say that I would want like my iPad or something to draw, because I wouldn't have power to run the thing. Oh gosh. I don't know. Guys, I just don't know. I guess I'm not good at those imaginary scenarios, because like, do I come up with the practical list? Because oh gosh, there's like a slew of practical things. flint to start a fire. Of course, if it's hot, it won't matter. If it's an island, if it's a cold island, it's a whole different story. I think if I had to pick the things that I think would mean the most to me, I would want my husband to be with me. And just because I feel like I could weather, any storm with him. And I don't know. Don't have a clue. So anyway, that was a useless question for me, guys. I'm not good at those things. But that was my get to know me question answers. Thanks for sticking around and listening. I will be trying to do more regular videos, and as always, I said early on, this channel is just about my wanderings through life. I don't have a set theme. I don't only clean. I don't only draw. I don't only cook. This is just a recording, a way to connect with people, and a way to, share what's going on in my life with friends and family spread out far and wide. So who knows what'll be next. I'm considering recording how to make your own crackers. I don't know. It depends on whether I can figure out how to get this camera set up. But that is it for today. Consider yourself tagged. I will pop the questions down below, as well as links to some other channels. And I will try, if I can find a link to these books, to pop one down there. Maybe Amazon has them. If they do, it'll be down there, but I do not have any affiliated links or anything like that. This is not a monetized channel. So anyway, that is it. I'm looking forward to hearing your answers, to these questions. If you do participate, please, tag me, let me know, because I would love to come and see what you say, or see and hear what you say. Bye guys, thanks for watching. Coffee. I would take coffee, a lot of coffee, with me to my deserted island.